What is going on, guys? Welcome back. More Madden 19 commentary, Madden Ultimate Team as usual today, and want to talk about this paragraph here. Very interesting concept because it appears that contracts are done with Madden 19 Ultimate Team, and the reason a lot of people are saying that is the way these chemistry for players actually pans out. And it's interesting that they approach it with how many times as a player came out, he looks absolutely sick, that's EA words, not mine, except his chemistry doesn't match what you personally value. And I don't know that that situation happened a whole bunch, but what I will tell you is the chemistry challenges this year, for example, created an issue where certain players were very overvalued based strictly on their chemistry. So it kind of benefited EA to a degree, but then now they're basically also saying, well, players were devaluing as we release them because they wouldn't match your chemistry. We have to find a way to change that. So there's not really a happy medium there. You're either going to have players overvalued with specific chemistry because players need them, or you're going to have players undervalued because the chemistry doesn't match what that person likes. You really can't create a simple equation to fix this when it all boils down to chemistry being there, which in my personal opinion doesn't seem to do much altogether anyway, even if it does affect the ratings a slight bit. So now what they've decided to do is the players that you get will come with no chemistry outside of their team, which is understandable. A Raven, a Bill, a Colt, they're going to stay that chemistry, but you are going to have the option, and here's where it gets tricky, to upgrade the player, which from what we're learning means maybe you won't be purchasing contracts, but you'll be purchasing training points to upgrade that player to open a chemistry slot and then create that chemistry. The other side of this is, we all know, as it goes on to say, you can change the chemistry as well, but as with everything in Madden Ultimate Team, what you sell back, you don't get 100% of. So they've already told us they won't let us know the percentage that will be taken, but when you're changing these chemistries, if it costs you 100 training points to put on, you may only get 80 or less back. And that's something, you know, I've never really understood. Madden controls the currency, EA, controls the currency. So when we're auctioning things, what really was the harm of us having 100% back? Is it really going to damage them so much that they basically just delete this currency? It's not like they put it back into a currency market. They just take it and delete it. You basically lose 20% of your value of a purchase as soon as you make it. It seems so strange to me, and if anything, I think it prevents people from wanting to spend money because from the jump, you're not getting all your investment back, and you're not going to be able to play with all that investment throughout. So I would think if they're concerned about something as silly as you might not want a player because the chemistry doesn't match, they might not put a more focus on people won't invest in a game that they're not going to actually be able to keep all their currency in when it's an internal currency to begin with. I know that's probably a lot to wrap your head around and mainly a topic for another video, but I do think it's strange that it seems like we're getting rid of contracts, which up until this year was something a lot of people purchased. We're being introduced to training points, which again, we really don't know what the value or cost of those would be, but we're already learning they're not going to retain 100% value, the same as any other Madden currency has now. So it seems like this year we may have to be purchasing training points and coins, which I think are probably going to take people back a little bit, especially if you have to look at making multiple purchases to create the players and teams that you want and not just have them ready-made for you to a degree when they bring out these special packs. Love to know your guys' thoughts on this. Appreciate you checking out, and I'll be back very shortly with more commentary.